Alright, welcome back to another analyzing gameplay. I wouldn't even say it's an analyzing gameplay. I'm probably just going to label it as a gameplay because I can't really analyze something I don't know much about. I mean, I guess I could, but I could be wrong in a lot of situations. So I'm going to label it as just regular gameplay, and it's just going to be me talking about it. But yeah, so we are playing Lyra. I think it's pronounced Lyra, but whatever. So we are playing Lyra here as a roam. She is, for the most part, seen as a main laner in most people's perspective, saying that her damage output is just so great. Her ability to outpower any laner is far greater than any other hero, and that's why she's going to be used as a lane carry. But I still think she has huge potential as a roamer. This match is a great indication of why. Right now, we're still trying to peel for a pedal here. The benefit of the passive from Lyra is the fact that her second shot is a slow, which allows you to peel for your teammates in the sense that, for instance, if Cruel is chasing pedal, I'm just going to keep using my second activation on my basic attack to slow, the Cruel from being stuck to the pedal, which is really nice, allowing my teammate to get away. And then also, once you get your B ability, obviously that one is a huge game changer because they can no longer use a dash ability. So Cruel's A, his Dead Man Rush, no longer applies. It's brutal. Again, here we go. We're going to go ahead and harass him quite a bit. They can't really do much. They're just running in the B, and I mean, they can't chase. There's nothing he can do. Arden's entire kit is pretty much shut down, I think, as far as him. Because everything he has is a dash ability. Whether it's his punch, his vanguard, or his ultimate, which is the gauntlets. They're all considered dash abilities, and they're all silenced because of that. So Arden remains useless in one of those B activations. Cruel, he is is silenced, so it leaves him with very limited options on how to handle the fight. Here we are. I'm like not even hesitant to be aggressive. I know that they're at a disadvantage as far as their comp. So we're definitely going to use the slow and the snares to our advantage to help peel. Another thing you want to do is you want to lay your heals on top of your allies a lot of times. I mean, if they stay in it, obviously you can get the run speed for them. You can give them that burst of heal, and it's just really nice. So here we are doing the slows again, allowing pedal to peel. Or not pedal to peel, pedal to kill. I really feel like Pedal and Lyra are a great combination because it really keeps enemies off of Pedal and allows Pedal to kite the heck out of her opponents. Again, sorry, I didn't mention this before, but my audio for the gameplay did not record. I don't know why. I think it's time I invest in a new capture card or some sort because it just ain't doing it anymore. So we're probably going to do that here pretty soon. I'm probably going to get the Elgato HD 60 since I don't have 60 frames anymore and I kind of want to have it. So that's probably what I'll do. Alright, so we're going to go to our backs. I'm trying to tell Nox, hey, let's go. And Arden is sitting there right there. I'm going to go ahead and cast my B, allowing the snare to just slow down the Cruel, also heal myself, give me that movement speed, and then just kiting the Cruel while Pedal just wrecks him. It's nasty. Even though the damage on the A is all CP based, it still does pretty good damage, and the utility of Lyra's A is substantial. So let me just go ahead and go into her kit as a roamer and why it's great. So obviously her A has this component to it to where if you have more health items, the heal on her A is better. It gets better and better the more health you have. So that's great as far as a roam. You're going to be building tanky anyways. You're going to build a Crucible potential. You're going to be building, your Storm Crown, which has health. A lot of items that have health, and therefore your heal is going to be better and better overall. Here, I'm kind of buying both the Protector and the Dragon contract just because I was experimenting. I wouldn't recommend it, especially on a ranged hero. Dragon contract does not really suit well because the range on it is very limited. It's very short. So it's great for like Ardens or melee roams. Things that have to go into your face and then cast it are great. But as far as a range roam like a Dajio or Lyra, it's not as great. So I wouldn't recommend getting Dragon. I think Protector is by far one of my favorite because it allows you to cast twice 120 barrier to your nearest ally, and in the jungle that's substantial in the beginning. But yeah. Anyway, so we talked about the A little bit. So it does give the heal, which is great. It increases based on your max health. Another great aspect of her A is the fact that once you either activate it yourself on the second time or let it expire and let it explode, any ally in that area gets a movement speed boost. So it's great for chasing, it's great for getting your teammates out of trouble, and it also does a little bit of damage, so it's great. And it does burst heal too. And then now her B, what's so great about her B? Her B, like I said, completely shuts down like any kind of dashing ability. So for Arden, it's all of his abilities. For Cruel, it's his Dead Man Rush. Anything that's like a gap closer is no longer usable while in that ability. And it's great. And also, if you're in it, you get slowed immediately. If you are running, say, for instance, they cast the B, and you're running into it, you get slowed, or slown. And then as you exit it, you get slown again. So it's pretty crazy how much snaring it does. And Arden is dead. The biggest difficulty about Lyra is her portals. Using her portals right is by far the hardest thing to do because what happens is it confuses the heck out of everybody. Excuse me. But yeah, so the reason why is because once you cast it, people are teleporting left and right, and half the time it's not on purpose. I think it's because it's such a new mechanic that it's happening. So I think it's something that will happen for when we first start playing Lyra and start to get the hang of her. The portal management is going to be a little bit wonky, but yeah. So here we are, going to be trying our best to do damage to Joe Miner there, but he does get away. I still think that the Storm Crown in general is a great item, although it's more reliant on using your abilities now. So you have to stagger your abilities since kind of just going into a random item here, but I want to talk about it because I'm going to be heading towards it here pretty soon. But Storm Crown, the reason why I think it's still pretty good is it does a lot of damage to objectives, but not quite as much to heroes anymore. But because it has great objective control, I think it's a great item because you can really lock down gold mines, you can lock down minion mines, taking down turrets. It's great for late game when you get those aces and you want to push objectives. But yeah, I mean, I think Storm Crown is great more so for objective-based gameplay rather than aggressive gameplay like it used to be. But yeah, I think it's still a great item. But the downside about Storm Crown, though, is that you do have to, like I said, stagger your abilities. If you don't... Ooh, that hurts. If you don't, you will not use it effectively because it takes a 6-second cooldown in order for you to activate it again. So once you activate it the first time, it's down for 6 seconds until you can activate it again. So you do have to stagger your abilities appropriately. It looks like I'm heading towards the Storm Crown. Yeah, I'm just getting the Storm Guard banner for now. And then I'll get Storm Crown later. So as far as items, I'm not sure if Contraption is the best roam item. I'm not a roam main, you guys know that. I don't know if Contraption is the best item to go for as far as a roam right now. But I definitely see that it's better than it used to be. Because where it was before is you didn't have any kind of precursor that allowed you to have vision. So you didn't have that great aspect of it, which is vision, until tier 3. So having that tier 2 item definitely gives it more of an incentive to buy. But I still have to see if maybe there's better choices out there as far as other utility items. But having vision is great. It looks like we got Lance. Arden is going to be next. He's going to pick up Petal, I think. Yeah, he does. But luckily, we do manage to take him out. Dude, I'm parched. So I think the best point allocation for Lyra as far as roam is definitely your heal and your snare. I know, I just think it's a really great choice for as far as the heal overall on the A, snare, and then I think it's the duration on the B. I don't remember. But from what I understand, people are generally upgrading their A and their B, and their ultimate is more of the one that sits at level 2 instead of maxed out. Because even though the ultimate is great, you don't really overdrive it in order to have it up during a team fight, because it's already fairly short. And it's very situational too when you use it. If you are a roamer, if you're more of a carry, you can use it more aggressively, or not aggressively. You can use it more of like as a maneuverable ability, like so you want to maneuver out of harm's way, that kind of thing. Whereas a roam, like I feel like roam, you want to use your portals more so to like focus on a specific hero. Once you get built up, obviously you don't want to be doing it when you're like really super squishy, but I don't know what I was doing there. I thought maybe it would reach, but that was completely inaccurate. It did not reach at all. Here I tried to use a portal, but the portal actually messed up Petal, I think, because the explosions went off and he didn't get like the full heal, I think, and because he moved through the portal and out of his explosion for the health. So I think it kind of messed him up. But I was hoping he would just take it and we would bounce, but he ended up using his ultimate instead. And it looks like Joe Miner is going to be taken out by this guy. Looking good. So we're 3-2-10, 8 farm. The thing about farming too that's really weird right now is it's not so bad when a roam takes farm now, because you don't need the Iron Guard contract for any of the heroes near you to get ambient gold, so long as they are the lowest amount. So for instance, if the roamer and the jungler are in jungle and the roamer picks up farm before, it would completely deprive the jungler of any kind of assist gold. Where now, no matter what, even if you kill the minion yourself, the jungler himself still gets like a 70, I think it's like 75% of that gold. So it's not so bad anymore. A lot of times I find myself saying, hey, let me pick up the regen because you're full health, and you still get the gold, or at least a big portion of the gold. So the thing about the second precursor, ooh, look at Nox, he's taking risks. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get the Arden, yeah. Oh, I think I'm dead. Oh no, I survived. Holy moly! Ah! Run! Forgot about this. And then this Lance really wanted me, but the ability to give myself move speed is great. Now I'm trying to rotate back around to my teammates here. Slowing the Joe Miner. And then I'm going to be sly here. Waiting for my A. I'm going to pop it down and then run right past him. Boom! Oh, man. What was that saying before, though? Oh, yeah. So the thing about Flare Gun, which is the second precursor now to Contraption, is... I mean, I'm not the greatest at using these items, guys. I'm not going to lie. I try, but it's just I'm not accustomed to roam. I'm not accustomed to having to cast flares myself. But I try, and the thing about the Flare Gun, what I've noticed is that you do only have one charge, and then it goes on cooldown for, like, I don't know how long, 20 seconds or so. So you want to be very, very careful when you use it. You want to use it when you're knowing that you're going to be going into an area where... Oh, this is crazy. Where you are pretty sure someone is going to be there. Like, for instance, like the try is a great one to use it at. So when you're coming to mid game and you're going up to your try and you have no idea where the enemies are at, flare and try is a great choice. Try is a very common place to be. Try meaning the brushes to the left and right of the gold mine. Which we're currently in right now. The right try. But yeah, so you might see me not really use it often just because, one, I'm not accustomed, and two, I'm looking for specific situations where I should use it. Finally got my Storm Crown. So it looks like, as far as items, I generally go Renewal, obviously. Storm Crown is a great one to have. And then I go like an Atlas Pauldron if it's Cruel or if it's Saw. One great maneuver you can do as a Lyra against, like, say, attack speed Or mainly even Saw. Saw is kind of a nuisance right now for me. But one thing I've learned I can do is I can have all my teams grouped up with me. We would teleport ourselves right on top of Saw, allowing myself to immediately Atlas Pauldron him and then just Shrek him. It's funny. But if the Saw is good, he can reflex block it. But that's when you just have to kind of trick him into thinking that, okay, every time I teleport, he knows I use Atlas Pauldron, so he's going to try to block it. So I'm going to teleport and wait to Atlas Pauldron just a few seconds. So stuff like that. But yeah, the ultimate can definitely be used in a lot of situations where you can get yourself in an advantage point. Like I said, like getting yourself right on top of the one that's an issue, and Atlas Pauldroning them, or just, you know, doing whatever you can to burst them down. Looks like the Arden goes down. Eddie is going to be next. Do we not get him? No. It looks like we're still doing a lot of damage, but we just take out the objectives instead. And finally, the Lance goes down, and then the Cruel right after. That's crazy. So even though, like, Lyra is squishy, like, I think what you generally want to do is when you're taking turret shots, when you're taking damage, so long as you're keeping track of your allies' health, you want to cast your A on top of yourself. Primarily if your allies are with you too, right next to you. It's a great way to keep yourself topped off. So, like, even though she's squishy overall, I feel like she has some pretty good durability, given that she can do self-heals. And I think it's a little bit more effective than even Adagio's heal. Adagio's more like initial burst and then trails off, whereas hers starts to build up and then bursts. But hers is at a faster pace, I feel. So I think she's even more effective than Adagio as far as healing. I can't imagine like a CP Adagio with a roam Lyra and, you know, whatever attack speed type of jungler, because you have so much healing and you'll have so much control over your enemies, and just the damage boost also from Adagio, which kind of isn't as great anymore, but still pretty good overall. Yeah. So there we go. That is game right there. I tried to go over a little bit about Lyra and why she's good as a roam as well. She has a lot of utility, a lot of snaring, a lot of snaring / slowing, same thing, and just the ability to reposition entire groups of people. You can see here people already teleporting. It's just great. But yeah, so I think Petal and Lyra are great too, but I think she'll be good with a lot of people just because of how much control she has. So even though she's squishy as a roam compared to other roamers, she has so much utility that doesn't matter, that you're just not going to get to her. But yeah, unless you're like a range, I guess. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed Roam Lyra. Sorry about the audio not working. I'll see if maybe I can get it to work for my next recording. I don't know why I did it, but it did. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Later!